Today's lesson is on integers and absolute value. First thing we're going to go ahead and do is fill out our definition of integers, and it is whole numbers and their opposites. And by what we mean with that is if we take a whole number of 6, the opposite of 6 is negative 6. So it's also known as positive and negative whole numbers. Alright, next we have a little number line here, so we're going to go ahead and fill in a number line. Because we're working with integers, positive and negative, we're going to put 0 here in the middle. And we're going to count up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then we're going to go the opposite way and take care of our negatives. We have a negative 1, negative 2, negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, and negative 6. So as we move to the right on a number line, we have a greater value. And as we move to the left on a number line, we have a lesser value. Our next word we have here is absolute value. It is the distance a number is from 0. Okay. So for example, if we look at our number line here, we have 0, negative 1, negative 2, and then 0, 1, 2. So if I look at number 2, problem with the 2, there is my 2. And if I think about my definition, the distance a number is from 0, here's 0, here's 2, I am 1, 2 spots away. So the absolute value of 2 is 2. Now I can also find absolute values of negative numbers as well. So for this problem I have negative 2 right here, so here's negative 2, there's 0. I am 1, 2 places away. So that answer is also 2. So even though we have a negative and a positive, those integers, their absolute values are actually the same because they are 2 away from 0. Okay. So what I'd like to go ahead and do now is pause your video. I want you to go ahead and try these problems right here. You're going to have a number line you're going to have to fill in, and you're going to use that number line to place these integers from least to greatest. Couple questions then, and then you have some comparing values of greater than, less than, or equal to. So go ahead and pause your video, try those problems, and then we'll go ahead and talk about the answers. Slide it down a little more for you. There you go. Alright, so you should have paused your video. Alright, first problem for you to do is go ahead and fill in the number line and then place these numbers on there. So you can see I filled in my number line and I put a little dot for where our those numbers are. And then by doing that I can go ahead and put them from least to greatest. Remember, this side is the lesser values and this side is the greater values. So we have negative 6, negative 5, negative 3, 1, 2, and 4 would be how we order those from least to greatest. Next question is, what is the opposite of 10? Opposite of 10 is negative 10. What is the opposite of absolute value of negative 4? So the first thing you have to do for this one is find the absolute value of it. The absolute value of negative 4 is 4, because it's 4 away from 0. And then the opposite of 4 is negative 4. So that is my final answer. And then lastly, I had to go ahead and do some comparing here. Go ahead and check those. Negative 25 is less than 25. Negative 42 is less than negative 40. Negative 343 is greater than negative 434. Negative 33 is greater than negative 37. Absolute value of negative 2 is equal to 2. Negative 4 is less than the absolute value of 6. Negative 4 is greater than negative 7. Absolute value of negative 3 is less than the absolute value of negative 5, because it would be 3 and 5. And then lastly we have 4 plus 6 would be 10. And then we have the absolute value of negative 3 is 3 plus 7, which is 10 on that side as well. So we have a 10 equals 10. So that is our absolute value and integers.